Well, we understood the dialogue in this movie, right?
Yeah, it was a lot easier to understand. Yep.
And it looked like it had a budget.
Yeah, I think so, to make some of those...
And dialogue.
Robotics.
Okay. You know what we're talking about, but I just want to do a little bit of a mild tangent.
Oh.
There are movies... Okay, doing adaptations of TV shows is nothing new. It's been done for decades. You have times where they come out pretty good, like Mission Impossible, 21 Jump Street, and Saban's Power Rangers, and of course My Bedbugs being made into one of my favorite films, Oogie Loves.
Oh.
But then you also have some oops mistakes.
Oops, they did it again.
Like... Oh, like The Last Airbender? Masters of the Universe?
Sorry, my neck is stiff.
Where's some other ones that have been like...
Moving on.
I Spy. Oh!
A red ball on the tree.
Chips. Chips, and... Yes, I will continue to say it because... Scoob. So anyway... We are talking about Wild Wild West. Starring Will Smith, Kevin Kline, Kenneth Branagh, Salma Hayek. I like 2 of these people.
I thought you would like 3 of them. Will Smith, Salma Hayek, and Kevin Kline. You don't like Kevin Kline?
What would I have seen him in?
Oh, I don't know. He's done
Exactly.
He's done a few movies.
Well, I don't like guys who dress in drag anyway.
He was only doing it to get to...
No offense, cross-dressing community out there. Okay, so... When I was watching this movie, I was trying to think, why did people hate this movie when it came out? I honestly cannot tell you the answer.
Hi, honey.
The only way I guess I could say that people hated the movie,
well,
maybe
what year was it produced? I mean, what other
I think
movies,
it was made in 99.
What were the other movies that year?
Blair Witch. The first Blair Witch movie came out, and to me that's worse. Salma Hayek, I think, was nominated for, like, a worst actress, and I'm like, yeah, sure, of course she's bad in this movie. No, she isn't. Although I do want to praise the... God, I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm going to praise the Razzies for not taking an easy potshot and just nominating Frederick Vanderwall as Worst Supporting Actress.
Okay.
You know, the one that had no lines. She was one of the blonde girls.
There were, what, 2 blondes already?
Okay, for Kenneth Branagh's side. Maybe people thought that the jokes about Kenneth Branagh's character, maybe they thought that was offensive. But honestly, I cannot see...
But, you know what, I think of his character almost like the character in Spider-Man, that father...
Peter Parker?
Was it Spider-Man or Superman? You know, the one guy?
Superman's dad was barely in those movies.
No, not their dad. The father to the other guy.
The Green Goblin's father?
whatever that.
Lex Luthor?
I'll look it up someday.
I
Ugh.
don't know. Maybe the original. I've never seen the original series. Have you?
Of what? Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember I told you where's the train?
Well, you saw a train several times.
Yep.
You saw 2 trains actually.
Yep.
Um.
They always got from place to place by train.
I'm just gonna guess that maybe it's significantly different, but you know what? If it's being different doesn't necessarily make it a bad adaptation. Being boring and annoying, in my opinion, makes it a bad adaptation. This is not a bad... In those cases, no. It's not boring. It's not annoying. Maybe it's because the same year this came out, The Matrix came out, I think. Maybe that's the but no, I don't.
Well, they're not similar movies.
Yeah, Will Smith was originally supposed to play Neo.
And usually Will Smith movies they do pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
How much money did this thing gross?
I don't know, probably like at least 200 million maybe.
Okay.
I don't... Okay, it was a little weird that they had a black guy in the lead in this Western movie, but, I mean, it's not the first time that's happened. There was Posse,
Just the inventions I don't think were true to the 1800s.
I don't think a lot of this was true to the 1800s because they said boobies.
The one guy's ear, the general.
The fact that magnets,
Yeah.
tanks.
Walking spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Big spiders.
So I think maybe this is a steampunk kind of thing where it's like it's an alternate Western. Didn't Back to the Future 3 have technology that wasn't available in the Old West?
Probably.
I'm trying to think. Maybe. Anyway, basically Will Smith is a badass.
FBI?
No,
Well, it's
before.
like-
at the
it's like-
beginning.
It's like shoot some more, and then
Shoot
ask
everybody
questions.
and then ask questions. He is a pretty good marksman.
Yep, and then Kevin Kline was more of a inventor, try and figure things out.
Will Smith was more of the brawn, and Kevin Kline was more of the brains, I guess. Will Smith has charm, in my opinion, and his attitude, like when he says something smart alecky, it tends to work more than it doesn't with me. This case, it worked. It worked for me. When he was like talking about redneck, like you could, it seemed like he was ad-libbing, like red, like passion, and neck, like
Neck.
okay, I can't think of one, but you got red. So that was pretty funny. I mean, I'd watch this over A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd watch this over Lone Ranger.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd watch this over... What are some other Western movies that came out that aren't very good?
Oh, I can't say that one because I like that one.
Banditos with Salma Hayek and Penelope Cruz.
Another good one that was kind of...
No, I'm trying. What are like some
I
bad?
can think of good ones. Blazing Saddles.
Mm-hmm. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Unforgiven.
Meow.
I don't know. Maybe this is better than the Hanna-Barbera Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kids animated show.
I would think so.
Maybe this better than The Legend of the Lone Ranger? I don't know. I would watch this over The Green Hornet,
Yeah.
which wasn't a Western, but
Well,
still
why
was
don't
bad.
why don't we talk about the movie?
So anyway, eventually those two team up, and
Well, the president puts them together.
well, they were introduced together before. When Will Smith was trying to save Kevin Kline in drag when he thought he was a mistress.
Well, that was at the costume party, I think.
That was at the beginning.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Do you remember the movie you
Yes,
just
when
saw?
they were trying to get to the colonel. The colonel lost his ear and he had like a...
Had like a horn thing.
Yeah, from the wind-up,
Victrola?
phonograph.
I hope it's Victrola. Anyway, so those two basically team up and have to go against Kenneth Branagh's character, who's
Trying to give get the president in Utah to give up the U.S.
yeah,
colonies.
like return the 13 colonies
He wanted
back
to give Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California back to Mexico. And then
He wanted to give Florida. He wanted to give part of the South back to Spain. He wanted to give the 13 colonies back to England, except for Manhattan.
Yep.
Was that a joke?
I guess. I don't know what that one was.
No,
Because the French gave us maybe the Statue of Liberty.
no idea what Illinois would have gotten sold to. Kind of annoys me. It's the same. Louisiana would have also been included in that. Would have increased my international coaster count if his plan happened. So anyway, they have to try to defeat Kenneth Branagh and his steampunk metal spider. Now, you noticed that there were a lot of spiders in the movie, right?
Not so much live. We only saw a couple live ones.
But they were drawn and stuff and
they
logos.
Were in the wallpaper. They were. Oh, the females.
There's a reason.
The females for that one guy had spider webs. Like an embroidery. It wasn't a spider, but they had spider webs.
Okay, I'm gonna tell her why there were so many spiders in this movie. Because one of the producers was John Peters. John Peters, he was trying to get a new Superman movie called Superman Flyby or something. So Kevin Smith wrote an idea for a Superman movie. And he made a lot of stupid comments, John Peters did, about what he wanted with Superman, and he said, I want Superman to fight a giant spider. And it's like...
Well, he could have fought that mechanical.
No.
No, but
was,
they could have saved it for another movie.
It was Kevin Smith was basically like, why do you want him to fight a giant spider? And John Peters says, because... according to the Discovery Channel, or something like that, there's a study that the biggest fear people have is spiders. That's why there's so much spider images, and there's that spider wasp thing in this movie. That's why.
The desert wasp.
Yeah.
That would kill the tarantula, lay her eggs there, so when the larva could eat off of the tarantula for food.
Mm-hmm. So, because one guy's obsession with... Was it the Discovery Channel? Maybe it might have been Animal Planet. Because of one person's obsession with that, that's why the machine used in this was a giant metal spider. I don't know if there had been a sequel, I don't know how that would have happened.
They were given another job to do.
Mm-hmm.
And at the
As
end,
now FBI for...
No, they were
Who
FBI.
was the president? Herbert Hoover?
Something like that.
Or Grant?
Grant, I think.
Okay.
So they now became Secret Service instead of FBI and U.S. Marshal.
Oh, and we forgot to talk about the middle gal, Salma Hayek, who's, she is a,
performer.
Dancer with a heart of gold. And she gets involved with Kevin Kline, who gets her involved with the entire situation.
But she was involved with the one guy first.
Who?
The guy that was flattened from waist down.
He wasn't flattened, he was blown up.
Okay.
At least I'm guessing he was blown up.
What was his character again? The guy that was
Kenneth
trying...
Branagh?
Yeah. She was
I don't
kind
know.
of working for him.
I thought she was... Yeah, she was kind of working for him, but then she decided to go rogue.
Well, because they locked her up in that cage that Kevin Kline got her out of. And then she ended up on their train. So all three of them were headed towards Utah, where the president was going.
Anyway, going back to Salma Hayek's character...
It's okay. Oof, excuse me.
It's someone criticizing me for reviewing a good movie. So anyway, I've always thought Salma Hayek was beautiful. She's very beautiful in this. There's one scene where she's extremely beautiful.
Okay, shall we move on?
Hey, compared to some of the other actors and compared to some of the other actresses that we've seen in some of the movies we haven't reviewed,
okay, whatever.
like this movie,
Which one?
Like this movie.
Sleepless in Seattle?
No, that movie where the actress was sleeping a lot.
No.
Scalpel.
Stop.
Scalpel.
Stop!
Now do you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe. I don't think so, but...
Death Nurse?
Oh, God. I thought that's what you were going to say, but... She took naps every day, okay?
Every hour. Gotta
It was
pad out
only a
that
couple
60-minute
hours.
movie.
It's only a couple hours, the two movies.
Anyway. I would say if they had done a sequel, maybe this is me, I wouldn't have necessarily wanted to see Will Smith and Kevin Kline again. I would have wanted to have seen Will Smith and Salma Hayek team up. Because...
Yeah, but at the end, they find out who she was married to.
She could have been... Well, they could have done the sequel to where, her husband got shot by the son of Kenneth Branagh's character.
Or got kidnapped again.
So Will Smith and Salma Hayek have to, team up and kind of do that, because, I don't know, have you ever seen a buddy cop movie where it's a guy and a girl?
Maybe.
Anyway, that's our big guy, everybody.
I didn't think it was bad.
Me neither. It's another case of the Razzies probably picking on a movie. If I were to guess, they just picked on it because it was Will Smith and he was, popular, so they were like, hey, let's make his movie the worst movie. Because we're lazy like that.
Okay.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, for our first Will Smith review for Black History Month, I think we picked a good one.
Yep, I don't think it was bad.
Join us next time where, let's see.
Don't we have one more movie yet?
No, we have two. There's about 2 more weeks left in February. Just
okay.
Let me try to think. It's okay. Rap, Will Smith. Oh, wait. Will Smith dressed in drag in this, right?
Once.
Hey, that reminds me of another black actor who dresses in drag. See you next week.
Bye.
You knew we were going to focus on him again.